and welcome back if you've watched my other videos. So this is my setup for my new bullet journal for 2025. Here I'm just showing the materials I'm gonna use. So I got these stickers from the Etsy shop. I'm gonna show it. Yep. And I really recommend them because I use so many of these. You will see it at the end, obviously. And I also printed some book covers out of books I wanted to read, obviously, so that's also why I showed that. But yeah, here are all the stickers. Some stickers on the sheets I already used for other things, but I saved these and actually bought these especially for this setup. So I hope you'll enjoy. Then from another Etsy shop I actually bought these printables because it was already January I think, or at the end of December, and I really needed the materials. So I just bought some printables on Etsy. I will leave a link to everything in the description if someone is interested in that. So yeah, I printed some of those things off. So 2025 is the year of the snake in China, so I obviously printed off a snake. It's, I think, it's a brown snake actually, but my journal is blue, so I have everything in blue. So yeah, I'm not really going with the snake thingy, but I'm still including a snake. And now my favorite washi tape ever, because you can fill so much up in your journal with so little, effort. Also, this little one is also really cute. And then I got these from Vinted, from a Caraval set, and they looked perfect for my journal because it was blue and gold. So I'm obviously gonna use them. Then just my glue stick, my scissors, my eraser, and these two metallic pens that I basically use for the whole setup thingy. I don't really know the brand, so I'm just showing you guys, but they're so good because they have a brush pen, and I never really used to write like that, but I really enjoyed it for December, so yeah. Some highlighters, but I actually only used 2 of them, to be honest. Oh, no, I did use 3 with my bookshelf, but for the most part I just used the gray one, so yeah. And then a book that I kind of ripped up for on my wall that I now use for my journal because there was still over, so yeah. And here are some other blue things from my November setup back last year that I still had over, so I really wanted to use them for this new setup because it really fit the theme, and it was also my inspiration kinda, so yeah. So those are all my materials, so let's now start with the setup. So I got this journal from Tifosi, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but yeah, and this was my cover page from last year, and I basically wanted to do the same thing, but just in blue and with a snake, because I don't have creativity at this time in the year, so I'm just taking inspiration from my old self. I'm going to not talk the whole video, well, I'm gonna try to, but I am gonna explain some parts of the video so people could understand if it's their first time journaling and they wanna recreate what I'm doing or knowing what I'm doing. So here I'm just ripping up the papers that I printed off from the Etsy shop, and yeah, that's basically the thing. So you just rip up paper and you stick it in there. I always have a little envelope at the beginning in my journal because I like to keep book covers that I already printed off in previous years in the little envelope, so I don't need to print them off again or search for them in a different stationery material thingy or just my other journals. So I always like to do that. And I would really like to apologize for like the lightning in this video. Lighting, not lightning. Okay, anyway, the lighting in this video and the angle. But the flip through I will be filming in good daylight and from above. So just stick through it with me till the end. As you can see on the right page, there's like a place to write your name, but I actually found it not really my style, and the snake was not really gonna cover it, so I decided to use this big paper that I printed off as like the new nameplate. So I just cut around like a few flowers and put the snake on top of it. I thought it was like gonna be too busy because of that, but to be honest, I still liked the end result. I know maximalism is not for everyone, but I just want my journal to not have a lot of white space, because I don't know. So this was the cover page. Now I'm going to the next spread, which is gonna be my index. I actually left a page in between because I thought I was gonna do the cover page there. I don't know why I did that though, but I think I'm just gonna stick it together later in the year or something. And here is actually the first thing I did that I did not like, and it was in the beige marker. It didn't really fit with the journal in my opinion. So I did go over it with the gray one later in the journal, when I've already done some other spreads, but you will see that as well. On the right side I have my goal spread and also the word of the year. The word of the year in my last journal was change, and it was really a year of change. And for this one I was kind of struggling to find a word to choose, but I chose for a word and you will see it later because I didn't know it at this time. And here I'm making the future log actually, and in my journal, in the future log spreads, I just track new releases of books because that's just what I do, and also some birthdays and maybe like big events. But I just don't really plan like, oh, I'm going to the Netherlands. I don't do those things in there. I know it's kind of used for that, but I just do it for new releases of books because it's also like mostly my reading journal and not really a bullet journal. So yeah. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to talk the whole video, but I think it's going to happen anyway because I want to talk about each spread I'm making. And here I'm making the days red, so when I read in a day I just color it in the square, and when I finish the book I put a little dot in it. On the left side I didn't make the spread yet, but here I actually needed to slow it down because it went so fast. But here I'm making the A to Z challenge, so the first letter of the book, when I read like, for example, Divine Rivals, it goes by the D, and yeah, I'm just trying to complete this challenge. And on the right side I'm having my reading goal. My reading goal for this year is 50 books, but I put some more squares because you never know, you read more. So here you can see I finally went back and went over it with a gray marker. I did test it on another paper to see if it wasn't going to be too dark, but it's still okay for me. And I'm so happy I did this because the previous color was just so ugly with like this whole blue theme going on. So I'm really happy I did this. Also wrote some goals down, and the word of the year is thrive for me. I did write it wrong the first time, so I stuck some new paper in it and wrote it correct this time. Now you see me working on the 25 books for 2025, And this end result of this whole like page is gonna be quite busy, and it's probably my least favorite in the setup, but I still like it enough to like not burn my whole book down. So I'm just gonna keep it. I did not print one book cover off because the cover is not like released yet, so I let like one space empty, like blank, to put it in there when the cover is revealed by the author. Last year in 2024, I did like 24 books by 24 people that like recommended the book to me, but this year I just chose most of the books myself, and like books I already own, and not really books that are in a lot of series, because it was just really hard to achieve when every book people recommended was in a series. So I did take some recommendations and put the name underneath, but more like 50% of them were my own choice, which I'm really happy about, so I do not stress myself anymore with finishing them. Here I'm making my bookshelfie, and this is always a spread I actually draw, and it's not really a scrapbooking like style, so yeah. And to be honest, this is my least favorite bookshelf I've made so far in like all my book journals. And there was my cat. She's also like, she jumped on and she's gonna be on the closet. You will see her later in this video as well. But yeah, here I'm just coloring it in with markers, which I kind of regret, but I was just honestly just too lazy to like pull out my watercolor pencils and like pencil them in and then go over it with water, which is probably a more beautiful effect, but I just used my brown marker, which makes it kind of look like cheap. I don't know how to like explain it, but like markers to like draw is just not for me at all. I like to draw with pencils. You can like add more shadows, because I also don't own like those expensive Tombow markers, which I really want, to be honest. But yeah, I just did it like this, and then I drew the book covers, no, just the book spines actually, and colored them in with like my highlighters. And I did add some stickers in like the frames, because I wanted to like act like it's like a photo frame with like something in it. And I also added the cat sticker, because I just love those cat stickers, bro. Here I'm making like 3 spreads that are exactly the same, because I stick here all the book covers that I have read with like the date I finished them and the star rating underneath. If you want to see like an end result of how this is gonna look at the end of the year, go watch my previous videos of like my bullet journal flip through, because I showed it in there. And so yeah, the first one I'm actually making a little bit different, like with a title and a few stickers, but the other 2 are just like with the washi tapes, because yeah, it's already enough for me. Here you can see I'm finally using like the white washi tape that I was talking about, and this is gonna be my series tracker, and also my like followers on Instagram and my subscribers on YouTube, just like last year as well, but just a different layout. And I actually really like this spread, and there's so much more space to like write down more series, because in the last one, like my last year's journal, there was like not really a lot of space to write a lot of series, so I'm really happy I made more space here. Okay, I kinda need to like slow the video down again, but here I'm making the last spread is actually in between all the spreads I just did, but here's gonna be my favorite books of the year, so I'm just gonna like print out the covers and stick them in there. And the last spread I'm making is physical TBR, which is just gonna be like all the books that I own that I have not yet read, and I'm just gonna write them down and kind of like cross them off when I read them. Okay, so now the flip through of the final setup finishing touches. Yes, that's what I meant. Okay, let's begin. So when you open a journal, there is the cover page, and I'm so happy with this. I still need to like transfer the little book covers from my other journal, but it's going in the little envelope as I already said previous in this video. And yes, I apologize for my crusty ass nails, but I really wanted to film this. Also sorry for the bad lighting. I promised to film it in daylight, but I really wanted to film it already to upload it the next day, so yeah, that's why the lighting is bad. This page I still need to like stick together, as I also already said. Here we have the index. Love it, I love it. So happy that I changed up the color of like the strokes, because it was just, otherwise it just didn't really fit. Here is my final future log page, and as you can see I already wrote down some new releases of this year. But if you know new book releases of this year, please comment them, because sometimes I just like don't see them anywhere. So I really want to know like new releases. So please comment them. I beg you. Okay, no, just kidding. But please comment them. Yeah, it will be really nice. And then here I actually flipped too far, but here I actually haven't made the letter to myself yet, but it's going to be there and just a little bit of a decoration, not a lot. But yeah, I also still need to write a letter to myself, so I just thought I already show you this journal flip through before I even made that, so I don't really care about that. Then the A to Z challenge and the reading goal, also a challenge kinda. And I'm also so happy with how this turned out. This is probably the most minimal spread. Well, except my bookshelfie, but that's just a different, like a whole different decoration type thing. So yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out as well. The 25 books by 2025. And as you can see, underneath some of them I wrote like the name of the person who recommended it to me, or if it's a new release. But the others that are empty, I just recommend it to myself basically, and I already own these books, or I really want to read those. So yeah. So flipping to the next page, we have my bookshelfie, and as I already mentioned, this is my least favorite bookshelf that I've ever made, like comparing to my other bookshelves that I made. Yeah, just because I used that brown marker, but for the rest it's okay. I like it enough. And then here we have my favorite spread. It's pretty empty still, because I obviously like don't have a favorite yet, because I haven't even read a book yet. But yeah, they're gonna go there, just like last year. Then the book's read, and as I also already said previously in this video, if you want to see like the finished looks of like all of these spreads, just go watch my other video, because I did a flip through of my 2024 journal. So yeah, and these two I haven't made like the brackets yet because I was too lazy, but it's just gonna be the same as the first one. Then the series tracker, and also my Instagram and YouTube like followers thing. So yeah, I love it so much. And the last spread in this setup and flip through of this video is the physical TBR spread. I still need to like make the horizontal lines, but I thought I would just wait till I write like the title, and yeah, we will see. But yeah, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!